Hey everyone, welcome back to Bachelor Happy Hour. I'm Joe,
And I'm Serena.
and we are here today with Jonathan. Jonathan, welcome to Bachelor Happy Hour. How are you?
Thanks for having me. How you guys doing?
Doing good.
Doing
Doing
good.
good. Another day in paradise.
Love
You
it.
know? How we feeling? Everything's
Good.
everything's
Good.
smooth.
I was a little
Hey,
anxious after last night's episode, but feeling good.
yeah, you've had um n- kind of an interesting run so far. I guess let's get into the beginning of it all.
Cool.
When did you find out? You were like asked on Mental All, right?
Oh
Or
my God.
something like that?
Dude, I found out back in August.
Okay. And what has that been like as far as dating? Like, did you even try to date, or were you just like, I'm committed to going on Paradise, so I'm
You know,
not gonna
I,
date.
I was I was committed. I'm a big proponent of like if I say yes to something, I'm going to stick to that thing,
Yeah.
no matter what comes along. And that's just like a life thing, not specifically relationships or whatever it might be. So while I was still open, I don't think like mentally I was fully like allowing myself to like fall for people that I would go see or take out on dates or do whatever it is that I was going to do. I had this block called Paradise in the back of my mind that if I didn't go do this, like I would potentially regret it because I had
Yeah.
already said yes to this. So I was locked in for about, was that 9 months?
Yeah.
Getting ready to go.
You run around a little bit in like the Bachelor circle. You're invited to a lot of events in California. Any when you met like, any of the girls from the other seasons, was there anything there? Was everything just friendly?
I mean, most of the girls I meet are dating people. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like in LA, I'll hang out with Joey and Kelsey. I hang out with Tanner. I hang out with Justin. But when I first met Justin and was hanging out, he was still with Susie. You know what I mean? So like it wasn't necessarily like, oh, I'm interested in these people. Um, but all the ones that like you would potentially be interested in are in relationships. So I never looked at it like that. It was just like, oh, I'm gonna make friends with as many of these people as I can and genuinely enjoy my time with them. So I just didn't cross paths with anybody that was in that boat.
So it wasn't as much like the group of guys from your season were hanging out with like a group of girls from Joey's
No.
season. Okay. That's kind of for the best, I feel like, when that organically doesn't happen.
Yeah. Yeah. And I was kind of holding out for that too. I was like, I don't want to have like a preconceived judgment on people before going in. I was like, I
Yeah.
want to go in as open-minded as I can. I did, but I think it kind of bit me in the butt a little bit, where it's
Really?
like,
How so?
um, I feel like I should have looked into people a little bit more. I don't know if my asking of being like, hey, I would love to see this person there necessarily would have actually happened,
Mhm.
but there's a chance that it could have if I was a little bit more like, hey, I want to see this person there. Like I need to have them.
You're saying telling like production, like I want
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
Okay. You,
Okay.
you didn't give any names.
I mean, I did. I said I gave names of people that I was attracted to. Um, but I never like fully looked at like stalked people, looked into their accounts, like talked to them outside of the show because I knew how much that bit people in the ass in previous seasons. I was like, that's not going to be me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But part of me kind of wishes that I did a little bit.
Were there people that did that and it helped them once they got down there, do you think?
Um, I don't think so, actually.
Okay. What
I think
makes you
all
say
those
that
were
then?
pretty organic, like Spencer and Jess, very organic. Like I know they'd seen each other before, but I don't think they'd ever spoken. Um,
Mm,
Jeremy and Bailey, like I don't think that they'd ever actually spoken before, but they'd seen each other and it worked out great.
yeah.
Dale and Kat, nope. But again, organically met.
Yeah. What makes you wish that you had done a little more research before going on?
Because I think I'm a little bit more of a slow burn. Like I wanted to go on and treat it very realistically. And it's hard to be realistic in an unrealistic environment. I
Yeah.
learned it the hard way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, but when I was trying to be realistic, I'm like, wait, I should have gotten a little bit more of an understanding if I would actually be into this person from a mental standpoint, and then meet them physically in person, and then go from there.
I
Um,
see.
I
Because you're a slow burn, you would have kind of like helped guide you on the people that you might have been more compatible with versus finding out down there like, oh, I've just invested my time in a few people and now I'm learning that like maybe they're not going to be a fit. Whereas if I'd done the research in advance, I could have like ruled out a few people and focused my attention elsewhere.
Yep. Yep. And I don't think there was an immediate connection with anybody that I had gotten down there with. Like Alex and I think a lot of it was people on the outside being like, you guys would be great together. You guys are going to be hilarious. Like it's a great match. It's perfect. Well, then to us, there's a lot of pressure behind it. And for the
Yeah.
first few days, we're like, this is too forced. Like, nah, we probably shouldn't. And then we're like, all right, are we being dumb? Like are people seeing something we're not? So we gave it a shot, and like the funniness was there. Like if if we didn't have like a show and it wasn't like cutting between bits, like you would just see how ADHD the conversations were. Like we were here, 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 and it made less sense than like what was put together for everybody to enjoy. Um, but we loved it. We had so much fun doing it. I think the where things got in the way was um she had brought up to me, she's like, oh, like it doesn't feel like you're pursuing anybody. So when I heard that, I was like, okay, I'm gonna try more because I actually do enjoy spending time with you. And then I think the next day I was being very direct at breakfast, and I was like, hey, I'm really into you. I feel this way about you. I think you're this. I think you're that. And I don't think that she had processed it yet, but she was like, oh, it's making me uncomfortable. Uncomfortable as in like it's a lot
Back
of
off. Let me eat my breakfast, man.
yeah, right. No, it was more like I'm getting a lot of love from you, and I don't know if I wanted it like this.
Right. Like
Oh,
maybe she wanted more from you, but then by getting more, it kind of made her realize she didn't actually have those romantic feelings.
exactly, exactly.
I mean, you guys did you were the first to kiss in the tent.
Yep.
And that
It
one
was really
that
awkward.
one
It was it was perfectly awkward though. Like it was very much like it was a very sexy moment for us, but like also super awkward. So it was like
yeah.
us. Like it needed to happen because we hadn't yet, but it also like we couldn't get away from us being us in that moment. So it was just hilarious.
Yeah. There's a lot of kissing and a lot of yapping
Yep.
combined. It was
And you could
very,
tell too, because then other people would come in, we'd just get straight into it and it'd be fine. But for her and I don't know what it was, but there was this awkward block a lot of the time. But it was like, I don't know, she's the cutest person ever. So it's just like the most endearing thing.
Do you think the cameras played a part in that at all? Like if you two would have met at a bar in LA, do you think it would still be as awkward, or do you think it could have been like
Hmm,
different?
I don't know. I
Yeah.
don't know. It's really hard to fathom that just because that wasn't how it worked out. Um, I don't know. Even with the cameras there, like she was still all over. Like our first conversation where we sat down, she's like, "You got deodorant in your armpit," and I'm like,
Yeah, yeah, that
"Oh,
was showing up.
I know."
And then she's like, "It's still there." I would be like,
Yeah,
"Damn, well, you hate me now.
yeah.
Like, you, you actually hate me." Okay, so you basically, like Alex just isn't working out. Like you guys just aren't compatible, or maybe there's just not that like romantic spark. Um, so when that ends, where is your head at?
Um,
And do we because you get her who has the roses first?
the
The
girls.
girls, and you do
so
get
she
her
gives me
those.
one, then I give her one,
Okay.
and then the let's be friends conversation happened that following night after the first rose ceremony.
Okay,
Do you
so but when you gave her the rose, your rose,
Yes.
did you kind of already know it was like, don't think this is gonna work, or were you still hopeful at that time?
I think I was still hopeful. I was like, maybe this awkward tension will go away at some point.
Yeah,
Um,
Mhm.
because we did have a lot of fun when we sat together and just hung out. Um, and I was like, I don't know if I really feel it with anybody else here.
yeah,
So I want to give this the best shot that I can. Um,
got it.
so when I gave it to her, again, yeah, still super hopeful.
On that first day when you got down there, was there anyone besides Alex? Then we see you kind of talk to Kat that you were interested in.
Yeah, I mean, Kat, I was attracted to off the jump. She's stunning. And we had great conversations. I don't think a lot of the conversations we had were shown, but we had really good banter. We had a really good, just easy conversation. Um, But I also knew from the jump when Dale was walking down, I was standing next to her and we were having a conversation. Dale comes in and all I hear is, "Oh my God, Dale." And she's like freaking out. And I go, "Nope, that's it for me. I'm
Yeah.
so good." Like Dale is 6'5", beautiful light skinned man. I'm like, we are different individuals. He's 36. I am 28. Like if she's this excited about this man, like I'm good. Like this
Yeah.
is no longer gonna be a there's no triangle here. This is a line, and I'm looking at their line from a distance. So I was like,
Yeah.
Kat and I are not gonna happen. Like I'm not concerned about that. But it was fine. So like after that moment too, I was like, okay, I know Kat's not in it. And I also don't, I don't want to be like a second choice. I had gone through that on Gen season. I was like, I'm good. Um, and not in a negative way. Like I just was like in my mind, I knew. I was like, okay, that's fine. Um, and then outside of that, like not really.
Yeah. Then you're basically in a rough spot because it's like you're
Super.
just you're just really not that into anyone else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think Andrew Spencer coming down also played a role in the breakup between you and Alex?
No,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
Doesn't seem
I
like
mean,
it.
It didn't
I
really
could
seem like
see.
it. I was just curious.
No, no. If anything, it solidified the feelings that she had presented. I'm watching her hang out with him, and I'm hearing the way she's talking about it because her and I still were like immediate friends. Like she friend zoned me, and I don't know. I'm not a spiteful person. Like I'm like, okay, that's completely fine. I get it. Like no hard feelings, but I still just enjoyed spending time with her, so we still remained friends.
Mm-hmm.
And the way she would talk about Andrew and the way she just like looked at him and the way that they like just had that immediately, I go, we didn't have that. And I'm so
Right.
happy for you that you do. And
Mm-hmm.
it made everything make sense rather
Yeah.
than like the opposite where I'm like, oh, that sucks. It was no, I was like, perfect. Like she's
Yeah. If
happy.
anything, I wonder if like that kind of spark she had with Andrew maybe just made it clear that your guys' relationship was really rooted in a friendship.
Yeah, yeah, 100%. And that could have been what happened in her head as well. And getting to see it, like it made the whole picture just click together.
Okay. So then there's Jill.
Yep.
Jill comes down. What that's how does that go?
Well, I think going into it, I had met Jill previously once before, and
Okay.
in my mind, I'm like, oh, I see her as just a friend.
Yeah.
Um, but I knew when she had come down, she came down and she was nervous about being there, but also like excited, like as you get. And she just didn't have a connection with anybody. And I was like, she came down, sat next to me, and she started crying. I was like, hey, I encourage you to go talk to other people. I want to see you find a connection with somebody. And if not, I'll go on the date with you as friends and we'll have a great time regardless.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then we go on the date and we had a lot of fun. We had a game that was like it was a prompted game where it's like kiss a body part while you're playing Twister. It's like adult
Yeah.
twist. So I'm like, well, we're adults, like we can kiss in the mouth and it's fine, like whatever. We do. Cool, we have fun, get back to what we're doing. And then at the night of that next rose ceremony, and this is probably where I misspoke a little bit as well on my end, is I was like, hey, like you made my decision a little bit harder, and in my mind, without over explaining, I was like, harder to choose Alex because her and I just had an amazing conversation, like deep. It would just flowed super easily. And I was like, I know I still want to give it to Alex. But she did make my decision harder because now I have this to think about of like, hey, it's not that easy. But in my mind, I'm like, we're still friends. So like it's okay.
Yeah, and I could totally see how the miscommunication happened there because I could see how Jill took it, but I could also see how you meant it of more like, oh, I not in a romantic way, but you've developed like care for this person, you spent time
Yeah.
with them, and like she's hoping for a rose from you, and you're unfortunately gonna have to like give it to someone else and know that you're like letting her down, which also probably sucked.
Yeah. Yeah, it did. And then it by the circumstances that presented themselves to us with Justin, Lexi, and Susie, she stays. And, I think after that conversation, and again, slight miscommunication, she's hopeful now. Um, in my mind, I'm still in this like friend mindset.
Yeah.
Um,
And I feel like when you're in that mindset, it's almost impossible
the break.
to
It's
go
really
the
hard to
other
break,
way.
and especially in this environment where you're like, okay, you can see the thing switch for somebody else, but it's like it's a friend, so you want to let them down in the best, easiest
Way,
way
yeah,
possible. You don't want to just be like, no, get out of my face. Like that's that's not me. That's first of all, it's mean, and nobody should. I don't need to bring other people down to like feel better about a situation. Um, and then I re-explain pretty much all we just talked about, but to her, so like the confusion wasn't there. And then during that, she's like, but you said this and that. And I was like, I understand where you're coming from. And then I just tried to explain my side. And I just wanted to be heard in the moment, was the hard part. Because I was like, hey, I know, I get it. Like I see where I messed up and I'm so sorry. And I tried to apologize twice. And then all I wanted to do was just share my thoughts and opinions. And as soon as it like didn't feel as if I was like being heard or even like allowed to have an opinion on the matter, I started to get a little defensive and I got emotional and I was sad and I was like, damn, like I'm just trying to like be a good person here.
yeah.
It's just I think I think I needed to be the asshole in the moment and just like let it go. Like, that was
And
moments
I
where
feel like, in my opinion, in the Paradise situation, that's so expedited. You almost have to be like pretty cutthroat with everything you do down
yeah, you do.
there.
You do. And and again, I learned that the hard way.
Yeah.
Um, but that's just not me. Like, I don't like to be cutthroat with people. I don't want to like tell somebody like, no, I'm not interested in you. Get out of my face.
Yeah,
Like,
but you kind of have to like instantly. It's like as soon as they start talking, you have to just be like, not gonna happen, sweetheart.
oh,
Like,
Oh, you have a different approach on
oh,
and off television
see,
than I can understand what you're saying in the sense that you seem to pride yourself on being a nice person. You are a nice person, and you didn't want her to leave that conversation thinking that you were an asshole.
yeah,
Unfortunately,
I needed to be in
you
that
needed
moment.
to let
yeah,
her
Yeah,
think you were an asshole in that moment.
yeah. And then that's where it kept just kind of like festering on, and it's like, dude, you should have just accepted that in her eyes, you were an asshole that night and just let it be. And
yeah,
if I just did that, then we would have had no weird problem. There would have been no defensive energy on my end, and we would have moved on fine. Because the next day, her and I were good. And even before that conversation, her and I were standing there next to each other. We were good. It was literally just that conversation that was just like tough. Maybe like
Yeah, it just felt like you guys were stuck in a loop for way too long.
way too long. And I kept repeating myself, and it just was not. Like at no point in it was it mean or anything. Like there was no mean words exchanged. She cut me off a little bit, but like it is what it is. Like
yeah.
Yeah, it became a heated conversation.
yeah.
Well,
And
yeah,
the outside commentary didn't help either. Watching it back, people were like, oh, get the popper, like and it made it seem like it was a huge deal. And we're like, I
yeah.
didn't I didn't know all that was going on, but
You caught up in the
But
moment.
then moving forward from that, you and Jill moved forward as friends in a good place.
yeah, we were fine. I don't know if we were great anymore after that, but we were fine.
Friendly,
Yeah,
friendly
yeah.
enough.
We were friendly enough. We still cracked jokes at one another here and there. Like we ended up becoming okay.
Okay, so now we roll into this current week, and you're kind of solo at this point.
Yeah.
What is, if I were you, it seemed that way from like your demeanor was kind of like, yeah, like I'm just gonna enjoy the rest of this time here, but I'm going home. Like I'm not gonna get a rose.
Yeah.
At least that's what it seems like. Is there anyone that you're hoping potentially gets dropped on the beach? Like, is there any girl that from the Bachelor franchise that you're like, this girl gets dropped, maybe I have a chance?
Gets dropped that I have a chance. No, I know there was, and it's a crazy ordeal. I think of the women that I've seen that I'm attracted to, I think Mercedes is absolutely beautiful. I don't know if yeah, who she
Yeah.
is. I think Dina from Grand Season is beautiful too. Um,
Well, she could have been. Dina could have definitely been there.
Yeah.
100%. Um, but other than that, like, looking back on it, I was like, I don't know.
Right.
I
So
don't know.
you're looking at your options. We're like 2 hours till the rose ceremony. And we see there's a riff with Cat and Dale that you're kind of like, maybe I can wiggle my way in here. And then you've got some of the Goldens,
April
specifically
in
April,
in particular.
paying you some special attention. Are
It's
you
crazy
like,
because I at that point, like I genuinely wanted to like go home, which
Yeah.
is insane. Like after my conversation with Jill, like I went back to my room and I literally cried by myself and I was like, I just want to go home. Like nobody's
yeah.
here for me anymore. It's time for me to leave. Um, and then I didn't realize that the opportunity with Kat was even there. Like I wasn't trying for Kat's rose. I wasn't trying for April's rose. I just wanted to enjoy my last night with the people I enjoy spending time with. And like I said, Kat and I became friends and we had great banter and we had great conversations. I was just trying to be there through a difficult situation with Dale, you
It
know?
did seem like you were kind of sliding in on Kat a little bit, though. I mean, you did walk over with 2 glasses of champagne and your rose list, and you have expressed interest in her. I mean, I'm assuming you wouldn't have turned down her rose if things went that way.
No, I wouldn't have turned it down by any means, but it also wasn't like something I was vying for. Like I said, like when I saw the way she reacted to Dale being there, I was like, I I'm okay. You know? So like this moving forward, like this is literally just she was there and I wanted to make sure she was okay. Like it wasn't anything deeper than that.
If she got like if her fight with Dell was relationship ending at that point and you did get her rose, do you think there was anything there romantically? Would you have, or would it have just strictly been like platonic friendship at that point? Or would you have tried to see where things would go with Kat?
I think I would have been open-minded about it. But again, like I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard to like think back on because I'm like in my mind, like again, I wouldn't want to be the second choice. It's like, oh, you had to find out that that didn't work to realize that you wanted to be with me,
Yeah.
you know? And that's just like not a position I wanted to put myself in.
No, but in the same breath, it is also like I agree with you. Like no one wants to be like, oh, I want to be second choice. But in this simulation, it is kind of could be part of it. Like second choices could actually work out because everything is so expedited, and people sometimes just react and go one way and don't realize like, hey, like maybe this person is actually maybe my person was actually Jonathon, not Dale.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Yeah, I guess maybe
Yeah.
I just would have been open-minded.
Yeah.
You know,
Mm.
if it was one of those things where she was reassuring of the fact like, hey, I actually do really, really like you, and I know you wouldn't do whatever to me, like then sure, I
Yeah.
Yeah.
may have pulled it through. But
Okay, so April. Now, were you look truly shocked? Were you truly shocked
I
that
was truly shocked
hell
she?
yeah,
watching. I'm going to be so
hell yeah.
honest.
Oh, see, I thought watching it, I was like, April's definitely going to give Jonathon the rose.
I didn't. And I didn't know if Goldens were allowed to give roses to non-Goldens. It
Same.
was very unclear. And I just kind of assumed that probably wasn't a thing that was going to happen, at least this early on. And she made out with Jack. So I was like, that seems like a thing that's going on. And honestly, I was like, Jonathon gave it like a 10 out of 10 effort, but I think he's going home.
Yeah,
Well, the thing was is I didn't even try with April. Like I wasn't trying for a rose. That night of the rose ceremony, Leslie had came and pulled me for a chat and she was like, hey, like, can we talk? And I was like, this is random. Like,
yeah,
yeah, I guess so. We have a super nice chat. She's being like super reassuring, being super sweet. And I'm like, oh, this is nice. Like,
That's nice.
whatever. She's like, oh, you think you're gonna go for anyone? I'm like, no, tonight's my night. Like, I'm going home and I'm just trying to enjoy it the best that I can.
yeah,
Did that. Our conversation ends. It was really sweet. It was everything I needed in that moment too. And then April also comes and pulls me for a chat, and she's like, "Hey, how's your night going?" Like Leslie like filled me in on blah blah blah. How you feeling? How you doing? And pretty much repeated the same thing. I was like, I know it's gonna be my last night. Like I'm just enjoying my time with everybody, having a good time. I don't think anybody here is for me. And she's like, I don't
yeah,
know how nobody here is like pursuing you. Like you seem like a catch. And I'm like, I think it's a it's a balance thing. Like I don't think I'm pursuing people because I may not be interested in somebody, and I think vice versa. You know, it's not like a
Mhm.
this side or this side kind of thing. I think
Yeah, your
Yeah.
person just
It's
wasn't
not
there.
just it's not just I mean,
it's just not
you're
there.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's just not there for me. It's not, it has nothing to do with the girls here not being into me. I think it's a mixed thing. Like they're not going to pursue somebody that they feel is not into them back, you know?
Yeah.
Um, and I was just like, no, like it's just it is what it is. Like I don't think my person's here. And she's like, well, like if I was younger, like I would go for you, blah blah blah, and just being so sweet, so reassuring about it all. And then we move on with our night. And I'm like, damn, that was really nice of her. Like she was great. Um, and then I just have fun. I hang out with the guys, I hang out with the girls, having drinks, having a good time. I'm assuming I'm going home. By the time rose ceremony happens, everybody our age gets the roses, and I'm like, I'm smiling like an idiot because I'm just happy for my friends. I'm like, yes, like everybody's good. Like they all seem like they're in a relatively good place. Um, and I'm watching the Goldens again, just smiling because it's their first rose ceremony too. Um, and then she calls my name, and I'm like, me? She's like, you. And I'm like, no, no, no. Not me. And she's
You're
like,
like, my bag's packed in my
Yeah.
room.
literally, my bag was packed. I was so ready. And calls me down. And I'm like, no way. And she's just saying all these like really nice, sweet things. And for somebody who was in a really anxious spot during filming, like it was just like the kindest moment. And I keep telling anybody that asks me, like, what was it like having the Goldens? I'm like, the Goldens saved Paradise for me. I was in such a anxious place, like the weight of the world on my shoulders coming in, like there's a lot of positive energy behind me going into it. But like with that, I put a lot of pressure on myself to be a certain way, to act a certain way, and to like find somebody and give it like a real shot. That in doing so, I didn't act like myself throughout a lot of it. And
Yeah.
it's a really hard thing to watch back when you're not in like your best place. Like when I was in Bachelor, I was in an amazing mood. I was having a great time. It was just a new experience. And then I come on this and I'm watching it back. I'm like, wow, you were really just like in your head. And,
Yeah.
having to watch yourself back go through those moments is like really, really tough.
Yeah.
I also think it's hard too because you did know so far in advance that it was such a large, long buildup
Yeah.
to where it's almost difficult not to be
I
in your head.
totally agree. I feel like it's like a blessing and a curse to know that
Yeah.
far in advance. Like Joe found out his first season like the day before that he was going.
Yeah. Like
And like had to like
legit the
run to
day
the mall and
before.
get
Yeah.
clothes.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's almost you don't have any time to visualize what it's gonna be
Yep.
like, to like daydream about best and worst case scenarios, to like build your hopes up, to get anxious, and then you have all this expectation and pressure when you get down there. That's
Yeah.
gotta feel really difficult.
Yeah. And it was. And that was also part of the reason, like I told you, I cried when Hakeem left because I was like, I know how I would have felt going home after waiting that long. Because he got asked, what,
Before
20 minutes
you.
after me on
Or
the
yeah,
same
right after you.
episode?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, that was hard to like watch. I knew where he was at. I knew he
Yeah.
was going through it too. And it's just, yeah,
Yeah, it was tough.
very.
Um, okay, so now in your head, you're going home. You're not getting a rose. You get a rose, and this rose basically means now you're here for another 2 weeks. Like you're not even
Oh yeah.
because now
Oh,
you have the yeah, because now you
two,
have the pot.
5 days,
So now
4 days.
yeah. So now you have you have the rose. So you're at least staying another full rose ceremony. Too, and yeah, I guess just like it's like you get a second chance. What are you thinking?
My next thought is I hope to God somebody that I could date comes down.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we see Leia comes down. Had you met her before?
I have met Leia before. Leia and I were actually friends before the show, which,
No way.
yeah,
Before you both went on, you knew each other?
yes, we'd hung
Wait,
out.
before the Bachelor franchise in
Oh no, no,
general?
no, no! Before
Before
Bachelor in
Paradise.
Paradise.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, okay. Sorry.
No,
I
no,
was
no, no,
Whoa,
not
you guys
that.
go way back.
No, 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 no.
I knew that's not what you meant.
Yeah,
I'm assuming you met just because you're both out in LA, same circles of people.
yeah. Out of LA, different events. I thought she was hilarious, so we hung out. It was never one-on-one hangouts, but we hung out in group settings multiple times, and she was great.
So you're the only guy at that point that would even say yes to a date?
No, and Hot Sean.
Oh, Hot Sean, yeah. Okay, well, I mean that's basically all we could talk about because the episode's over and we pretty much covered everything. We don't know what's going to happen with you. By the sounds of it, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But
So
thank you so much for taking the time and coming on Bachelor Happy Hour.
thanks for having me.
Of course. And to all our listeners, thank you guys for tuning in. And make sure you download and subscribe.
We will have new and exclusive interviews every single week, so continue to tune in to Bachelor in Paradise, and don't forget to subscribe to Bachelor Happy Hour. Thanks for listening. Bye.